Seeing is believing. If you can show me God, I will believe in Him. We may be among those who believe this, or we might have come across or may come across people who say this. Here we provide some rational thoughts and Vedic evidence to understand this subject. First, is seeing really believing? There are many things which we see but don't believe, like mirage, our own deformed reflection in a concave mirror, the apparent bending of a stick partially immersed in water caused by refraction, the apparent meeting of two rails in the distance on a railway track, the apparent meeting of the sky with the earth or water at the horizon. And there are things which we don't see but we believe. For example, air, electricity, mind, emotions, and time. What we see in a clock is time as measured by the clock, not time per se. Nobody, not even the topmost scientist with the latest technology, has ever seen an electron. Yet every scientifically educated person believes that a thing called electron exists. So seeing is believing is neither common sense nor scientific sense. In fact, a camel who believes what he sees chases in vain after a mirage and perishes. What saves an intelligent human being from the same tragic end in a desert is his refusal to follow seeing is believing. Secondly, is God our order carrier that He should come in front of our eyes at our beck and call? Can we summon the Prime Minister of India like that? If we can't see just by our desire the temporary ruler of just one country on one continent, on one planet, in one solar system, in one galaxy, in one universe, then how can we expect to see just by our desire God, who is the eternal and undisputed ruler of unlimited millions of universes? Third, does a citizen have to accept on blind faith that the Prime Minister exists? No, the very existence of governmental systems to provide for his needs, like law and order, water supply, electricity supply, implies that there is a Prime Minister at the helm of the government. Similarly, we are all citizens of the universe, and the very existence of the universal systems to provide for our needs, like sunlight, heat, water, air, implies that there is the supreme head of the state, God, at the helm of the universal government. 4. Suppose the Prime Minister of India comes to a remote tribal village. Now a boy from that village who doesn't know anything about the position and the glory of the Prime Minister may see the Prime Minister, but he will not benefit in any way by seeing him. He will just think, some city person has come to our village. Similarly, even if we see God, if we have not heard about the position and glory of God, we will not benefit at all by seeing Him. In fact, the Vedic literatures narrate how Duryodhan saw Krishna, even the universal form, the Vishwarupa of Krishna, but still he didn't believe what he saw and didn't become a devotee of Krishna, so had to perish. Therefore, we must first understand His greatness, His supremacy and His benevolence by hearing about Him from spiritually enlightened teachers. Then we will benefit from seeing Him.